There we go. I think we're live.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. We're just going to wait a second or two.
Yeah.
It's not quite 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And we'll...
but we're back.
Yeah, we are. We are back. Back. Had a good Christmas. You?
Yeah. Very good. It won't be long before everything's gone away.
Exactly.
For the year. Another year of it all gone.
Exactly. Glad to get this year gone. Now looking forward to next year.
Yeah.
So why don't you type, hit that enter.
There we go.
There we go.
Good evening.
All right. So Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
We are back, and my name's Valerie.
And this is Sheila.
And we are 2 Days Litches.
And that would be Lady Bitches to anybody who doesn't know already.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. We want to thank everybody out there for all the love and the support recently. And we want to give a special shout out and special thanks to, we have Jeff, and we can never say his name right.
I want to get it right.
Okay.
Hickenbottom.
Hickenbottom. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Jeff Hickenbottom, as well as Linda Martell and Carol Sager, Will Canyon, and Catherine Bilson Cardoso.
Right.
And so huge shout out for all your support over the past few weeks.
Yeah.
So moving forward, you can find us here on YouTube. We're usually live every TikTok at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
We are also on Instagram.
Yeah.
2 Days Lit.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest.
All of them. So follow, like, and share.
TikTok. Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Did
so
you say TikTok?
Yeah, we said TikTok.
Okay. We
All
said
right.
TikTok.
So you're hitting me under the table, which usually means she wants to say something. So go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say stop wiggly.
Oh.
You're rolling all over the place.
All righty. So,
okay. So, anyways, what our hot topic? Now let's start off with how it started.
Okay, you go ahead.
Okay. So we've been talking, but we haven't actually been talking over the last little bit because we've been so busy with our lives.
Right.
Christmas, holidays, New Year's, you know how that goes. But there's been something that we've always had on our minds since the beginning. We've talked about it all the time, and we still do. It tends to be quite the subject with us.
Yeah.
And yet we haven't discussed it with any of you.
Right.
And some say it's about time we talked about it openly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we just want to talk about.
Go ahead. Equality. It's not that hard. Equality. And I think that's where it started.
Yes.
Because there seems to be versions of equality. So we thought we would get started by talking about, how about we get the definition of equality?
Yes. And I was supposed to look that up and didn't.
And you didn't.
I didn't.
So what's the definition of equality to you? We ask you guys. What do you think
I had to say what the definition of equality to me is probably not the same to everybody. And I think equality is when everyone or people are equal in, what did I say, status, in color, in equal in education, equal in opportunity. Opportunities are equal for every person.
Okay.
That's what I think of equal. If every person was born with the same opportunity,
right,
no matter what.
Okay.
That's what equality in my head means to me.
Okay. So for me, and so this is where
I've never seen it.
No, but what I'm saying is that what equality means, it's kind of hard to start a topic without, like, the definition of equality obviously could mean something for different people. Equal to me means that nobody's better than.
Yes.
it's all inclusive, that it doesn't matter what color you are, what religion you are, how you identify sexually, none of that matters, that we all are equal.
Yeah.
However, that's not true. We know it's not true.
Well, that's what I mean. I've never truly seen equality 100%.
No, neither have I.
No. And I think it's because of the judgmental nature of people.
Oh, hi, Mom.
Hi.
She said, glad you're back.
So equality is a very, very difficult subject.
And it's very touchy because it means so much to different people. For me, one of the issues I have is that we live in a country, democratic country, that we certainly to the whole world tote that we are a nation and of equality, right?
Yeah.
We were the first nation actually to become bilingual within our own constitution, right? And the thing is that what I find difficult is that in this vast nation of ours, from east to west and north to south, we are not all equal.
No.
No.
And there's so many factors to equality, like we were saying, because I had written a couple down, you know, and one of them is spiritual, financial, location, where you are in the world.
Well, yeah,
And
because there's
how
still,
and what is equal? Like, are we all reaching out for equality?
right? But the other point to all of this, there's still places in Canada where, well, even recently, where they do not have they have no access to drinking water, clean drinking water. But still, you're not going to drink dirty water. Well, let's hope you don't.
No.
But in Canada, that's, to me, that's unrealistic.
So, and that's the way we were coming at it.
Yes.
That's the way we were coming at it today. It was just, we wanted to begin the discussion because it's something we discuss quite frequently.
We talk about it all the time. My issue is that even province to province, if we want to, instead of getting down to the nitty gritty, let's talk about citizens in general.
Yeah.
You know, as a Canadian citizen, if you, depending on every province, you have different, we're not equal.
No.
We aren't.
You're
not
right.
every province and territory in this country is equal.
No.
So, and that's frustrating to me, because I think that should be one of the bases for our nation, is the fact that we are all inclusive.
Right. But I think that, again, like I was saying, that has to come with equality of opportunities too. That everybody having the exact same opportunity equals equality. That's really, in my head, if everybody's getting or has the exact same opportunity, not different opportunities.
No, and you're absolutely right. I agree with that statement. I do agree with the opportunity, but the thing is that reality, not everybody in Canada has the same opportunities. So we have a long way to go.
Right. Very long way to go.
And I guess whether it's religion, whether it's race, you know, whether, you know,
race, creed, color,
it doesn't matter. Exactly. Sex. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're all human beings.
Right.
And I know that I would love to be able to think we could live in a world where everybody is accepted for who they are, and we all have the same equal opportunities and benefits.
That's wonderful, but
but
we have to work at it first.
That's a utopia that doesn't exist.
Right.
Right.
Oh, but that's a whole different subject.
True.
Actually, I'm doing a blog about utopia.
Okay.
So we'll
I'll
leave
wait
that
for
alone.
it, and we'll leave that alone. But I guess just getting back to reality, what does it mean to you? What does equality mean to everyone? You know, whether we're talking about Black Lives Matter, whether we're talking about the Indigenous populations, whether we're talking,
women's rights.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Equal pay for equal work. You know, and those opportunities even come down to education, right?
Right. That's, again, opportunity. It also has a lot to do with where you are located in this country.
True. So,
I mean, so location is just part of it. I mean, let's face it. I mean, so is skin color, so is There's a lot of reasons why.
We're not even
It's
equal in our own constitution.
No, we
We
are
are
no
not
longer.
equal in our own constitution. And I think that's frustrating for me as a Canadian citizen that.
You have to look over there for a second.
Why?
I think I have something for you.
What?
Let me out a little. I'll be right back. You go for it, Val. You sit in here.
No, we're not looking up dictionaries.
Look, we want to check and see that we know the definition. Just so you know, I have the actual Webster's dictionary.
Oh, I would have waited for you to come back.
No.
On the definition.
Let's look up the definition
of equality.
Yes.
Okay. So what we talk about, we look up the definition of equality.
Mhm.
Let's get back to the Canadian Constitution, wherein we are not all equal in the Canadian Constitution, that some populations have more autonomy than others do in this country.
Right.
And without getting into the specifics of it all, until we can go back to that and truly make us all equal, I think we're hypocritical to purport to the world that we're a nation that is all about equal rights, and we don't even have it within our own constitution. I think that's what the frustrating part is for me, more than anything else.
I agree. It has to be, when we talk about equality, there are so many aspects to actually talk about equality.
Right.
And each one of them deserves its own platform. Absolutely.
And I guess that's what that is, more than just one little conversation or one 15-minute, excerpt, or what. There's just so much more to the topic. And I guess why it keeps coming up is that in almost all of our other areas that we discuss, and hot topics and all of that, there's always that underlining tone regarding equality.
Right.
And we've never really gone that far to
equality. Look, I found it.
Okay.
The state of being equal, likeness in magnitude or dimension, value, qualities, degree, and the like. The state of being neither superior nor inferior, as the equality of men and equality of rights.
Right. So that's the definition, according to the Webster's massive dictionary. Okay, can you just turn it, put it around there?
There we go.
So, yeah, definition of equality. But as you've already clearly indicated, Sheila, there's so much more to this than just one aspect of it.
There are so many myriads that, like I said, this is going to be a fantastic conversation to have with all of our guests. Do you have an opinion? What do you think is equal? What does equal or equality mean to you? If you can let us know.
Well, and even the diverse populations, like we've touched about, baby boomers and the different generations, and how generations weren't even named till the baby boomers came into effect. And we've gone down this road. And as we've explored this road, we all come underlying everything is equality. So
everything we look at.
Our seniors, like for instance, our seniors, do they feel equal in society to?
Well, there you go. Do you? There's a question for you out there. Do you feel equal?
Right.
Or do you, but amongst senior to seniors?
Right.
You have seniors living different standards of living in that because of previous inequality, I guess you could say, or maybe not.
So here's okay.
Like we're just kind
of getting into it, but here's a prime example. Do you remember when Mom retired?
Yes.
And that she had to we had to sign some forms for her to collect, I think it's CPP, all right, for the years that she was a stay-at-home mother.
Yeah.
Right? Which is kind of funny, but that never existed before.
Yeah.
So that was something that just came about as the baby boomers started to retire, recognizing that a lot of those people
We're
couldn't
going
work.
without.
Well, they couldn't work
Right.
because they were at home, stay-at-home mothers.
Right.
So I guess the whole thing of equality, whether it's women's rights, whether it's Black Lives Matter, whether it's the indigenous population, whether it's gay rights, lesbian rights, you know, the whole gamut.
Yeah.
The
All of our
reality
rights.
is all of our rights. And I go one step further on all of this. How can we truly tote being a nation of all inclusive and democracy and a nation where we accept,
Yes.
you know what I mean? We're accepting. Well,
we say
Gen
this.
Xers were weird because, like, growing up for us,
Yeah.
we were brought up in school. We're the, you know, Canada and the US, we're the melting pot of the world.
Right.
We have everything. We've got Irish, you know, we've got Italian, we have French, we have Japanese, we have Chinese, like all over the world, African, everywhere is the melting pot in North America. So, and with that came a lot of tolerance and acceptance and a lot of perseverance and fighting and protesting for equal rights.
Yeah.
I mean, it was only the beginning of the 20th century that women got the right to vote.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. But
it still blows my mind.
But these are all things that, you know, as we progress along, and then we have our children and our grandchildren,
Yeah.
now
who are watching all of us.
Exactly. And what is truly equal? We're
Yeah.
all about adapting and moving forward.
Right.
But
it makes you examine yourself.
It
too,
does.
Because you have
Yes.
to see the world sometimes a little different than you have before.
It was kind of like white privilege.
Yes.
Right? So
not really understanding
understanding the depth of what that actually meant. Because for us, it's just a given.
Yeah.
Not that the privilege is a given, but it's just a given that we're white and we live in this world, right? So for us, it's taking a look back within ourselves and seeing, you know, how we can improve, how can we adapt, how can we move forward so everybody is truly equal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But number one, the framework has to be there for that to happen.
Yeah.
And if our own government doesn't provide the framework for that to happen, it makes it difficult for us to move forward.
Yeah.
I guess that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah. There has to be something there.
Yeah. No. Now, do you have any strong belief in that area? Like, as far
as with the government?
No,
I think the government needs to be run more by the people, and that if the people actually, because this is part of the problem. Part of the problem is people are like me. They think these things. They talk about those things. They want things to happen, or they want things to change, but they're not really sure how to go about doing it. So, we talk about being equal and equality, and we want it for ourselves, for our children, and for the world. But the reality is sometimes you get overwhelmed by your life and you forget that other things are going on at that time. Like, I understand like how it can be. It's not a forefront thing that we're thinking about every single day because we are white.
Right. That's one way to look at it. Absolutely. It's not something that is on our mind because, for instance,
because we're too busy going out trying to make a living, feed our kids, change their butts, just like every other person out there in the world. Doesn't matter what color or anything else.
Absolutely.
But that we forget that there is still inequality. So we're busy living, and that's the difference.
Don't forget
because
it.
We are white privilege. Maybe that is it.
Right, but I can't forget.
That describes it anyway, I think.
It describes it, but I don't forget it. So for me, it goes a little bit deeper than that. For me, it goes a lot deeper. I guess it comes to our own beliefs, our own values. and how we manage. But I truly would love to believe that everybody could be equal.
Hi, Abby. Hi, Amanda.
Yeah. Hi, Allie. But I truly
Hey
I'd like to believe that in the future, we could live in a world where we are all truly equal,
Yeah.
right? And we
I mean,
all,
that's what we might want.
exactly. And I mean by truly equal, I mean even down to being truly, every person has a value.
Yeah.
Every person is valued and is afforded the same opportunities. Like for,
Education,
I think basic opportunities.
Water,
warm, well, we won't get into healthcare, but we will get into drinkable water.
How about necessities of life?
The necessity. How about a system where you can, a sewer system, drinking water. The answer isn't throwing money at things. The answer, I think, is actually doing, right? More than anything else, right? Yes, it costs money, and I know we can't. I know because I had a son at 5 years old who decided we needed to feed all the hungry kids in Ethiopia back in the 80s. That was huge. And the reality is that one, all of our leftover food, and it is sad. It is very sad, people, how much food we throw out. And I say it because I've done it myself personally. And it's sad because
there are people, and
we take it for granted
that it's just going to be there.
That it's going to be there. We take it, we overindulge.
That we can afford to go and get it and buy it. And
right.
Yeah, I know.
And that is sad because that is obviously not everybody on this planet or even in this country have the same opportunity.
No.
And I think that's frustrating.
And that, again, opportunity, equality.
Exactly.
We just, like I said, every conversation we ever have seems to come back somehow to this large, huge, giant subject of equality.
Right.
And it's like,
but then you have to understand, by toting equality, there are a lot of people out there who will say, ooh, you're becoming socialists.
I know.
Right.
But we are, because, well, we're Canadian and we live in a social economic country that is a democracy.
Right.
And we have to understand that. That is where we are different. That is our difference between us and the United States. People don't like to hear that sometimes.
And
that is our difference. We have safety nets.
We do. That we weren't going to get into what's blowing up
and we're not going to talk about
below our border here.
Yeah.
Not today, of all days. It was a shock, and we'll just leave it at that. And maybe it'll be a hot topic.
And we'll go on with our other hot topic, equality.
Which kind of
no, we're not going to go there. Let's just stick with equality. And I mean, what equality means to you? What does it mean to you?
Yeah, and this isn't going to be the
end. What are you teaching your kids about equality?
Exactly. But not only that, equality even between the generations, equality within our own country, between our own borders, between provinces and territories, equality straight across the nation. And I'm a firm believer we need to look within ourselves first before we should project out. Yeah. And I mean that even within Canada.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I say that because we are a great big huge nation.
Yeah.
And although we are so different from province to province and territory to territory, we are a great nation. We should be proud of who we are.
I am. And one of the coolest things, is I've lived in 4 provinces.
Me only 3.
And I have absolutely loved every single province that I have lived in. And I care greatly for people in each of those provinces.
Absolutely.
And I see us as this giant Canadian family, right?
Network.
Right.
Yes. It's a family, an extended.
And, so for me, that's why I love the whole thing about talking about equality because
Yeah.
of this country.
Exactly. And because we live in a country where we can actually have these conversations. Some people agree, some people will disagree, and that's okay. We want to hear all of it. But I really, really, really like to put it forward for everybody to sort of think and chew on it for a little while inside about what true equality means to you. So that being said, we're going to wrap it up. We are going to be going live on TikTok at 7. We're back on Facebook at 8.
Mountain time.
Mountain time.
MDT, as they
Oh, and to let you know just what's coming up.
Yeah.
So we Grandkids Corner, new episode airing this Friday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This Friday.
Brand new. And
new season, new
we
holiday.
even sing in it, so stay tuned.
Yeah, definitely.
New season, new format. We're moving forward
Yeah.
with Grandkids Corner, and we will be changing Sandwich Generation up a smidge,
just a little bit,
moving forward.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do sort of let everybody know what we're up to.
Yeah.
And we hope the video quality is good because we are still waiting
for my camera
from Amazon. Back order.
Month 2.
We've got some really cool video stuff, so I'm hoping that I'll learn how to use it.
Anyways, it's month 2, and I'm still waiting. But we'll see how this all goes. We'll see how this.
And thanks everybody for joining in tonight. Love you guys all.
Yeah.
And we'll chat at you. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place.
Yeah.
And send us your thoughts on your version or what you
think is equality
to, and what that means to you.
What it really means.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye.